Salam alaikum. Buenos dias. Good morning, guys. Good evening, good afternoon. At whatever time you see the video. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. How are you today? I think today here is Thursday. I don't pay too much mind to the days. I'm sorry. I guess I'm getting old already, so I try to make the best of my day. I do everything that I can in a day and use the day as much as possible, because we are living at a time that things are I see things more clear. I'm not a kid or a teenager. When I was, I did not pay attention and didn't care much when the days went by or whatever. But as you get older, guys, you're going to start noticing, if you haven't noticed already, that the days in your life are very important, very valuable. You cannot be taking, your days for granted. You have to make the much that you can with waking up the next day and be able to use it, to your benefit. Because, as we all know, the cycle that we live in is going to come to an end one day. And if we come back, then we come back. If we don't, then we don't. But we got to try to live our most. And I usually, just with work, I start off my day, Then after work, I go home, spend time with the wife. My two boys, which they're adults, they're teen. One is an adult, the other one's an adult also, but he's 18 years old. But they still live with me, so and it's fine. I'd rather have them with me than them doing anything crazy out there. One is hopefully out of all of them, one is a special needs man, because he's already 32 years old, and the other one is a 18-year-old, which going to college, but he graduates this year from high school, and he's looking into getting something with the either law or forensics or something. And I pray to that power that be and the spirits in the muerto that keeps him with that mindset. And me also, I push them. I push all my kids, my daughters also. But they get to an age where they decide, when they're adults, what they want to do. The most you could do is push them. The most you could do is speak to them and help them. The most you could do is guide them. And when I say help them, even financially. Help them financially. If your kid wants to go to college, hey, and you could do it, break your back, send them, And that's exactly what I am hoping for, that my youngest one, which was the last seed of the Mohegans, goes and does what he wants to do with his life in a positive way. Anyway, what am I coming to? Just a little blabber this morning there for you guys. I've been, thinking a lot, I'm always thinking. There's things that we always think. People in general always think a lot and all that. But the main, thing that I've been thinking about is what I have spoken in the past about people coming into a tradition, looking for something, looking for fulfillment, looking for a place where they could, benefit, get their life, more on track, finding what is holding them back, fixing that, and then they progressing on and keep on living this cycle of life to the best of their ability, doing the things that they have learned or are learning in whatever tradition or spirituality you're in. that you always have to keep on building on and keep on top of it, because it doesn't stop. It's a continual process to keep your life in balance, so you always have to watch out that you're not doing things that are hindering yourself from progressing on life and your learning. Also, if you're in a tradition, always remember that it takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of dedication. It takes time. It takes implementation. It takes practice. It takes research. It takes listening patiently from your elders or your elder. These are traditions, and I'm going to speak just on Palo, but Ifa and Ocha, it's a lot to learn, a lot to take in, a lot to remember, a lot to put in practice. Not for others, for yourself mainly. So you got to watch the expectations that you have and be mindful of what it is that you are looking for. What is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to accomplish? What are your limits? What are your goals? Because when you are initiated into a house of Ocha or an Ifa, I think they call it Ile or something like that, or a Munanso in particular, and you came in because this is what's calling you, or you need help, or you want to learn and you want to progress, it takes a lot from you. It takes a lot from your elders, and it takes a lot from you. See, your elders, depending on how much knowledge they have, they already went through that. Not to say they don't keep on studying, because they keep on. Because remember, not everybody knows everything, and this is a learning process, and you evolve and learn more. But you have to remember that your elders know knowledge to an X amount. And you, as a baby, me as a baby, when you come in, you are fed a certain amount of nourishment, knowledge, in other words. And you have to be able to have the capability to digest the knowledge, to implement the knowledge, to understand the knowledge, to remember the knowledge for yourself first. And if you're not willing to go through these procedures, then there's no reason other than seeking help for an issue to be initiated into any of these traditions. A lot of people might not like to hear this. What I'm doing is giving you the truth, the honest truth. If you come to these traditions and you think that it's going to be easy, it's not. It's just not. If you come to these traditions just seeking for help to get an issue resolved, maybe I think that's a better choice, to get something resolved, get some help, or get initiated, because you need to get initiated just to solve health or any issues, if the prenda say so. But if you don't have to, and you just could get the work done for you, you might as well just get the work done. You might as well not even think about getting initiated. If you're of the type that you can't follow instructions, you're not willing to bow down to your elders, and I'm saying literally, I'm saying respectfully, and be able to hold a comment or a recommendation, whether by voice or literal. If you're not willing to want to study, if you're not willing to abide by the rules of the Munanso, I really think that a lot of people have these traditions misunderstood. I think that people think that this is easy, this is simple. No, it's not. I'm gonna tell you straight up, personally, it's not. It's very difficult. It takes time, it takes patience from both sides. From the elders they're teaching you, and from you. It takes dedication. It takes practice. It takes for you to be able to digest a certain amount first of food that they give you, and understand what it is and how to apply it before you can receive another portion of food. Because don't think for a moment that you're going to receive everything at once and you're going to get everything at once in one shot. Don't think that. It's going to take you years. And I'm just coming out here to make it very clear to those who are looking into getting into Nkisi Malongo and want to practice it, not just be initiated into it for a particular reason or be a part of a community, but really want to practice it and learn it and apply it and help others. This is work. This is mental. It's just like when you're going to school. When you go to school, that you start at first grade or kindergarten or pre-kinder, and you're only playing. And then in kindergarten, you probably doing some paintings, and you think you're painting something real beautiful because that's how you see it. Just the paint, you're just moving around. And then you keep going from first grade, and then you start seeing that the work is getting a little more complicated. Yeah, you ration more, you have more mentality, but you still have to be learned. You still have to be taught. You still have to go home and do homework. You still have to do paperwork, research. There's times when you have to go and write essays, when you have to do some type of research on things and write upon it. This is how, in a nutshell, these traditions are. And you have to be around your elder as much as possible. Not to be on them because they have a life also. That's another thing. You have to be patient. When your elder does not pick up a phone, he's busy, he's doing something, he's asleep, he's with his family, or she is, and they have a life. So you have to understand and don't get upset or start feeling some type of way because every time you call, you don't get an answer, or they don't pick up the phone for you, or they don't text you back. You have to be, people, we are humans. It's not that they don't want to teach you. It's that everybody needs time. And if you haven't learned the little bit that they have taught you, then you shouldn't be asking for anything else if you haven't learned that. Primordial things. Learn your name. One of the primary things to learn your name. After you learn your name, then whatever they give you next or whatever you learn next, you have to learn that. So it's kind of like a warning at the same time, because I see a lot of people want to get into a calling or emailing. Not just me, others that I have spoken to. And I hope that they really understand that this is not something to play with. This is not a game. This is not a Palo for Dummies. This is not what this is. If you get somebody respectable, somebody honest in the community with a tata or yaya, hey, and they're willing to teach you, and you say that you coming in to learn, well, you better be ready for that. And you gotta take time out your life to start learning these things, learning what they're teaching you, applying it, implementing it, using it for yourself first. You know, so this is some serious stuff, I'm gonna say, for lack of a better word. You guys already know my age. I'm not old, I'm not young, but at the same time, even for myself, I find things difficult, not so easy to learn. So I hope that whoever listens to my videos, and this one that is new, that is looking, that says they're called, that had dreams that they're called to in Kisimalongo, Palo, Mayome, Palomonte, Quimbisa, Briyumba, whatever, that you're willing to put your time, you're willing to be respectable, you're willing to be focused, you're willing to do your work, you're willing to be around your teachers when they can, when you can, and when they can, because they have a life also. Yes, you can learn a lot of things over WhatsApp, over the camera, and do schools and classes, but there's a lot of things that have to be hands-on. Hands-on. It's a lot that has to do with hands-on, that you need to be there. You need to witness it. You need to be taught it. And there's so many things that you need to learn that it is no jokey-wokey. So I just want you guys that are interested in Kisimalongo book, or say that you are being called to it, or you're coming because you want to be initiated, because you want to practice and all that, be prepared. Because if you're not, number one, you're wasting the elders' time, whether male or female, and you're wasting your time. And if you're worrying about money, you're wasting your money also. So I hope you guys make the right decisions in your life, and I hope that you guys really understand and really could hear me project what I think and my experience so far. Like I said, I'm a babe. I'm a baby, you know, compared to others. But, you know, you're not going to learn Palo from books. Yeah, you can read history, Lidia Cabrera. You can read, ay Dios mío. You can read Palo books from Ralph Alpizar in Spanish. You can read The Valley of, I think of Skull and Bones, or Blood and Bones, The Valley of Blood and Bones, which is in English. You could do history work on the Bantu in Congo and the tribes. You know, you could do a lot of stuff. You could Google a lot of things and read upon it. But when it comes to the practice of Palo, man, you have to be around a tata or yaya that has a certain amount of knowledge. They do not have to know it all. Like I said, not everyone knows it all. Some people know a lot of history of Cuba. Some people know a lot of their lineage in particular. Some people have been around a different type of elders that have gained knowledge from different, ramas and understandings, that they've been given secrets and, things of this nature. So that's another thing that falls in play. When you're not around people that have this knowledge, and you only visit and you live so far away, and you get initiated and you want to learn, but you live 15-20 hours from your elder, there's only but so much they could do for you online and over the phone. Just keep that clear, guys, and make rational thoughts before you get into anything. Not just talking about Palo, talking about any tradition, any spirituality. I think that the most easiest people that have it are the spiritists. Because, you go to a spiritist, they do what they have to do. You get confirmation, you get some information done, said and does da. That's it. If you come back, you come back. If you don't come back, you don't come back. There's really no responsibility. They don't lose, you don't lose. You heard what had to be heard and whatever, But when it comes to these traditions that then I speak more about Ifa, about Ocha and Palo or in Kisimalongo, these three traditions, it takes work. So keep your head up. Be willing to put your all in and all. Salam alaikum, alaikum salam, que sambe la kutare. Just some advice from your brother from another mother. Hope you guys have a great Thursday and be blessed. Thumb up the video for the algorithm. That's all I ask. Be safe, guys.